Hey everybody, I'm the Anime Trainer. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since we made a video, so you can see that the beard is, larger than the last time that it was on the channel. But that's okay. I'm going to try to get back to making regular content. We're going to kick this thing off with the second part of What If Bulma Was Iron Man? And last time on What If Bulma Was Iron Man, we found out what it would be like if Bulma used technology to fight in Dragon Ball and against Raditz upon his arrival. Bulma was able to effect such a change in the fight with Raditz, being able to fight on a similar level to Goku and Piccolo, that Goku survived the encounter and Bulma suggested that Piccolo not kill Raditz, so that they can farm him for information about the coming Saiyans, as Piccolo let slip the existence of the Dragon Balls to the dying warrior, much like the original series. At the end of the last video, I asked you guys to help me decide whether or not Piccolo would listen to Bulma and let Raditz live, or if he would brush off her request and end the life of Goku's brother. Before we get into that, though, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd like to thank @ArtisticLife on Twitter for her great rendition of Bulma in her suit. It's really awesome. Okay, let's go. So we ended up with just enough votes for Piccolo to spare the life of the Saiyans, so I like that. I'm sort of a Raditz fan, thanks to Moscow X, his series, What If Raditz Became Good, and that's really phenomenal series. But, so yeah, I am thankful that you guys ended up saving Raditz's life, because then I get to, weave him into the story a little bit. But he's not out of the woods yet. He has a massive chest wound and is bleeding out right in front of Bulma, Piccolo, and Goku. But Bulma, thinking quickly, throws down a capsule and pops out a long cylindrical container. She instructs Goku to load his brother into the container, which is fitted with life-saving equipment. He has to hurry, because even with this lifeline, Raditz does not have much longer to live. She lifts the container and flies back to Capsule Corp as quickly as she can, hoping that she can get there in time. She doesn't owe this man anything, but he could prove a valuable source of information if she is able to save his life. Once she arrives at Capsule Corp, she calls for her father's assistance, and the two of them begin to work as quickly as possible. In Bulma's study of the human body in building her suit, she's had several theories about the blending of man and machine, but there has never been an opportunity to test it. Pesky ethics and all that. However, as she races against time as a stopgap, she manages to stop the blood loss with a foam she developed in case of having to save Goku or someone else on the battlefield, and she hooks Raditz, who is unconscious, up to an artificial lung and heart and a string of IVs. At the very least, he's alive. Not in good shape, but alive. Bulma and her father begin right away in trying to figure out a way to keep the Saiyan warrior alive long enough for her to get the information that she needs from him. Bulma runs numerous tests and builds a few prototypes to act as a cybernetic core for the Saiyan, replacing Raditz's heart and lungs. Even if she's successful, though, he still might not survive any sort of surgery. One night, as she's working out the kinks with one of her designs, she hears a labored voice from behind. She turns to see Raditz trying to speak to her, but she can't hear what he's saying over the machinery she's working on. She walks closer to him to hear what he's saying. "Water," his voice creaks. "You're thirsty, huh? Well, your mouth might be dry, but the IVs are all you can get right now. Your stomach's gone, so eating and drinking is not really an option at this point." Raditz drops his head low. "You should have killed me," he says softly, a tear falling from his cheek. Bulma tries not to be swayed by compassion. This man would have killed them all without thinking, if given the opportunity. "The only reason you're alive is so that I can learn more about you and your friends that are on the way here." He chokes out a laugh. "They'll kill me too. There's no use for a Saiyan who can't fight." Another tear falls from his face. "You should have killed me." And he sobs softly. "Maybe so," Bulma agreed, "but you're here now, alive, so I'm going to make the most of it, and maybe you should too." The Saiyan thinks for a moment, the internal struggle apparent on his face. "Fine, I'll help you. I don't know if it will make much difference in the end, but it will be better than sitting here waiting to die." Over the next several weeks, Bulma works with Raditz, learning as much about their incoming foes as possible. Raditz explains that Nappa and Vegeta are many times stronger than himself, possibly even stronger than the last time he saw them. Bulma's nervous, but focuses on trying to solve the problem. Analyzing Raditz's body and utilizing the technology she's developed to magnify ki powers, she further enhances her own suit with increased power and installing a scouter into the helmet, giving birth to the Mark III version of the suit. She and her father also managed to create a cybernetic core for Raditz with a miniaturized fusion reactor as its power source, and that supplies him with power amplification for his own abilities. As Raditz begins to use his newfound powers, he finds that there is a learning curve and not a few technical issues that require Bulma to troubleshoot for him. In this time, Raditz finds himself more grateful and less eager to harm humans. And more than that, he finds that he is eager to test himself against his Saiyan brethren. The two begin and continue to spar, fine-tuning their skills and technology until the day the Saiyans arrive. Before we get to that, however, let's go back in time to the day that Piccolo spared Raditz's life. Bulma leaves with the fallen Saiyan, which has Goku and Piccolo face to face without an immediate common enemy. Piccolo hates himself for what he's about to do, but he swallows his pride as he speaks to Goku. It pains me to say it, Goku, but as we are now, we don't have a shot against two more Saiyans with greater power than the one we just fought. And it pains me to say it even more, that I don't believe that either of us training by ourselves is going to produce enough of a result to do the job. I know what you mean, Piccolo, Goku agrees. We're going to have to train together to get strong enough to beat those guys, and, he says while looking at his son, we need to teach Gohan how to use his power. It might not be enough, but honestly, I'm excited for the challenge. You're right about one thing, Piccolo replied. That kid's going to be stronger than all of us. Don't think that this changes anything, though. After all of this is over, you and I are going to settle our fight once and for all. Goku laughed. Once we've saved the world, I'd love to have another match with you. The two return to Kame House and inform Master Roshi and Krillin about everything that happened. Krillin is shocked but commits himself to training for the next year to beat the incoming threat, but declines Goku's invitation to come train with him and Piccolo, saying that he'd just get in the way. Suddenly a voice catches Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, and Master Roshi by surprise. Kami-sama would like to extend an invitation to you and anyone you recommend to come train at the lookout. Mr. Popo stared blankly atop his magic carpet. And here is where we're going to end this one. It's a little short. I'm going to leave this up to you guys with another choice for the story. Do Piccolo, Goku, and Gohan join Krillin, Tenshinhan, Yamcha, and the rest of the gang on the lookout to train together, or do they separate themselves from the B team to train on their own? Leave your vote in the comments, and we'll figure that out in the next video, which will not be like a year from now. It will be much sooner. I'm sorry for the delay on this one. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you're enjoying this series as much of a gap as there has been. And I promise that I'm going to be a lot more frequent with my uploads here. Thank you guys very much. I'm the Anime Trader, and until next time, guys, good luck and train hard.